And we're off to the races, Brian, as you know.
Well, okay. Let's do that.
Yep, I agree. Okay, here we go. Okay, here it is. 3, 2, 1.
Open your mouth and close your eyes. Here comes a nice surprise. Skittity-dum and skittity-doo. I got some spinach for all of you.
It gives us great pleasure to award you this Silver Lovin' Cup.
The morning stream. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Hey, everybody, welcome back to TMS. It is the morning stream for November 3rd, 2020. Big day here in the States. It's election day. And tonight we find out if who of your local officials, your national figures, and what old man will take the presidency. Will it be another 4 years of Orange Man? Or will it be 4 years of old white guy Biden man?
Exactly.
Which man will it be?
Oh, come on, man.
You'll find out probably not tonight. This stuff almost always. I was looking back, and almost every election, it takes like a week or two at the least to get all the final numbers. So my guess is this weird idea that it all has to happen on TV is probably not going to happen tonight.
I know.
So anyway, we'll see how it goes, and just hold on to your butts, everybody. Hold on to your butts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Saw a very short line at our local polling station here this morning when I was walking the dog, and it seemed very briskly sending people in and out, and it looked like it was all fine. Everything going well. Yep.
Excellent. Nobody there just sent there to watch things
that I know of. I saw a great Onion article where they said it was a polling booth, and inside the polling booth a voice was saying, "Hey, not so fast." Like there's somebody inside the drop box. Not the booth, but the drop box. Keeping an eye on things before they got dropped in there. But anyway, it's going to be an interesting day. And you're all going to be surprised because Justin isn't necessarily here to talk about politics today. Okay?
Yeah, I saw that in the show notes. Is that really what he wants to talk about?
Yeah, we're going to float this out there.
Wow.
Brian, okay. I don't want to, we won't spoil it for the listeners, but I'm going to say to Brian, yes, he wants to do that.
Okay.
This is his request.
All right.
And it's based on a couple of recent happenings in the vein of what you saw typed there. And so we'll talk about it, and whether or not we touch on politics at all, we'll see. We may. I don't know.
Okay.
We may yet. We may yet. I don't know.
Well, I am aware of the of one of the things that came up yesterday during a discussion with Steven Schleicher.
Yeah.
Possibly related to that.
Oh,
so I'm ready to talk about that.
Did you catch it? So you have now?
I have now, yes.
Okay, great. Did you notice Dan was in that? Did you see Dan in there from Deadwood Dan?
I only because it was pointed out. Otherwise, I don't think I would have caught it.
I would have never caught it. He didn't look a thing like him because obviously there was reasons. We're trying to dance around the Mandalorian here, folks, and we're trying hard not to say anything.
Exactly. Dancing around the Mandalorian.
Yep. That's what we do here. That'll be a title. All right, check it out. So this is the last I'm going to say it before we get to Justin, and maybe even the last of it for the show. If you haven't voted yet, get out there and do it. Today's your day. This is it.
Right.
If you're
not registered, there are quite a few states that allow you to go in today, register, and vote.
Yeah, ours included. Utah is one of those.
Yep.
So
Utah, Colorado as well. Alaska, California, Colorado, Connecticut, D.C., Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, Nevada, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Utah, Vermont, Washington, Wisconsin, and Wyoming.
Pretty good list.
It is a good list.
Who are the dicks who aren't letting people do it? No, we don't have to list that.
Clearly, it's Delaware.
Damn it.
Delaware.
Freaking Delaware.
Freaking, it would be quicker to just say it's the ones that don't, Delaware.
Yeah, Delaware. Every time. All right, so I got a couple things to share with you this morning that I thought was important. Number one, an email, a follow-up, if you will, on that weird phone message that we got from that dude.
Echo, Tango, Foxtrot.
Yep. Ear, where all the weird sounds and everything.
Yep.
let's see. Just for those who didn't hear it, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but where is it? Do I have it? I may have chucked it. Yeah, I don't think I have it anymore. Because I knew we were just going to do it that day. I should have kept it. But it was one of those weird, like, not NASA. What's the word I'm looking for? NORAD. Yeah, NORAD. Like NORAD message things and all that.
Emergency alert. Emergency alert.
Stay where you are. Yeah, there's a lot of...
Whiskey, Tango, Foxtrot, Rick, Astley, 5, Niner.
Rick
Never
Astley.
going to give you up.
That sounded like a guy at the CIA in the bathroom stall doing it.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. No, it's a guy talking on his phone in the toilet at Denver International Airport.
There you go.
No, I'm on my way. No, I'm at the airport right now, getting on a plane. No, I'm not in the bathroom. What are you talking about?
It sounds just like it. I don't miss airports, but I do kind of miss that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we got this email. It's a follow-up email. This is from, I don't know, it looks suspiciously familiar. The name on this is J3FF5YER.
Huh.
That looks a little like Jeff Sire if you took that 5 as an S and the 3 as
Yes,
an E.
it's a little bit of a reach, but I guess.
Yeah,
okay.
maybe. And I don't want to, assume anything. I'll just read what he said. It's Scott and
His
Brian.
name has holes in it.
He says, Scott and Brian, nice of you to mention me while you played that weird phone message. Mention me by name. Sorry, can't talk right now. I'm heading into the backyard to build a bunker and fill it with more sandbags. It's been hard to see my phone anyway. Damn tinfoil keeps slipping down over my eyes. What's Jackie?
Jacques has a long mustache.
Oh, Jacques has a long mustache. And then he repeats, Jacques has a long mustache. J3FF5 or Jeff Sire, we think. And then he says, and then three asterisks, and then N, and then ONT, 2 asterisks, I, and another asterisk, and then C asterisk N asterisk D asterisk, which I don't know what any of that means.
Huh?
It's him hiding his redacting his address. Is that what that is?
Yes, exactly. It's his country and his province, Ontario, Canada.
Oh, you just
Grafton,
outed him.
Ontario,
You outed him. Oh man.
Oh,
Brian.
I mean, I don't know what that could possibly. That could also mean Canudi. Canudi. The beautiful country of Canudi.
I would go on vacation in Canudi. No problem.
I feel like I have.
Yeah. That just reminds me, I need your. Let me get some advice from both the chat room and you.
Okay.
Carter is heading toward the finish line on her college degree.
Oh, wow.
And,
so quick.
Yeah, very quick.
She probably doesn't feel like it, but
yeah,
it feels like it's been really quick.
It's been pretty quick. I mean, she's 23 now, so it's not that quick, but she's cranking through it and doing great, and it's all going to be good. And when she's done, she will have a this relatively new to the world games degree, which puts her in a position of all sorts of stuff when it comes to game design and specifically art, some other stuff she focuses on. But she could immediately get interviews with everybody from Blizzard to Activision to Ubisoft to whatever.
Yeah,
and so
it's awesome. 2
of the opportunities that she's perusing right now would put her in either France, the UK, or the third option is Montreal. If you
Which is the France of Canada.
This is the France of Canada, you're right. If you were me and you were like, hey, which one would I tell her that she would probably want the most?
Wow.
What would you say to her?
Golly. I mean, this is I wouldn't say it's a regret, but man, it just is such a alternative life that I could have looked at, was just right after college, going abroad and living in another country, living in another on another continent,
Yeah, even for just a while or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, does she speak French at all?
No, that's it. That's one thing. So my feeling is the France thing's not going to happen, even though a lot of French people know English.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to matter though. The language thing. The UK, no problem, and I think Montreal's no problem. I know a lot of Americans that work and live up in Montreal.
I mean, for me, It'd be a no-brainer. I do UK in a heartbeat.
Yeah, see, I'm tempted to tell her Montreal for two reasons. One, I hear it's amazing, and two,
It's closer.
it's a lot closer. Like, we can see her more often. Like, I would love to go to the UK and visit her, but that's not going to happen, more than once a year or less, probably.
Right.
But
Probably,
if it was Montreal, we could work that out. That's a lot closer, a lot less of an expense. Like, there's reasons we could get up there. Anyway, this is all hypothetical because who the hell knows? And these places may prefer to hire local. I don't actually know. But anyway, I'm just excited for her and nervous for her, and then a little sad that she may not be here. But then I'm all those things at the same time, which is weird. But then part of me's like, hey, if she goes to Montreal, she probably can't take that dog with her, which means I get that cool dog.
Which means you get her back.
Yeah, and I like that dog a lot, so I'd be totally cool with that.
Oh,
and
that's
that would mean
funny.
she'd have to come back here to get her dog because she loves her dog too. But that's a weird thing to say. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Just having some dad stuff in my head right now. I can't quite shake it, but we'll see how it goes. Is she in the chat today?
Wow.
Okay,
I haven't
good.
seen her.
Good.
She
She doesn't like
type
it
in.
she doesn't like when I do this.
Yeah, when you call her out.
Yeah. not thrilled when she's the subject
What
of
what kids do, really? I mean,
yeah. When it comes right down to it, who wants to be talked to on a show where 30 or 40,000 people will hear you talk about
exactly. Yes.
Anyway, we got another email.
Oh.
This one has to be read because it must be answered. This is important stuff. As much as
Good.
as
Okay.
much as the election matters today, as much as all this other stuff matters, this is the important one. This is the important one. Yorda in Florida.
Yorda in Florida.
I love that name, Yorda.
Yes.
Sounds
Yorda.
fake. Anyway, it says, hey guys, love the show. Keep it up and all that. Goes on to say, so I ate a whole bag of candy corn on Halloween. It just kind of happened while I watched movies. Since then, I have had some wonderful dreams, but no other adverse side effects. Have you ever done that and felt like you were waiting for a bomb to drop? Yorda from Florida. I mean, I don't know what he means by bag. I need some more information here. Was it a big bag? Was it a little, just a couple of servings bag?
I'm sure here she would not have written if it was just like a little fun size bag that had eight pieces of candy corn. I think we're talking about one of those Brock's, one of those decent sized Brock's bags that's about the size of a Chipotle burrito.
Okay, that's not too bad, right?
That's not too bad.
I mean, I still wouldn't recommend it. That's way too much corn syrup for any human to eat at once. But
yeah,
still.
and boy, I mean, waiting for the bomb to drop. I guess all right, that was Halloween. That was 3 days ago.
Yep.
I think the bomb would have already dropped. It's still not a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you've just got a really great metabolism. You broke it all up nicely.
Right.
It's you processed that sugar like it was nothing. Your liver's like, hey, what's up? Like maybe it was fine.
It was
Hey, what's up on the liver?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I would not. It also depends on your age. Like the older you get, the harder it is to get that stuff through you. So I guess I'm just gonna say, generally speaking, don't eat a whole bag of candy corn.
Right. Now, have we talked about our opinions of candy corn? Because this is one of those things that I'm not sure if you like candy corn or dislike candy corn.
I love candy corn, but I didn't eat any this year because I'm off the shug, so I didn't eat it.
Yeah.
But normal year, I would eat. Yes, I like candy corn, and I don't know why I like it. I don't think I should like it. I know it's not good, but yet I kind of like it.
Yeah,
but I also like a
I like
circus
it as
peanut.
well.
I like a circus peanut too, so I'm just saying that.
Oh,
judge me.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I
judge
do
me.
I do like I do like candy corn. I do not like circus peanuts, and I do prefer candy corn when it's made from real corn. I'll just put that out there. It's
That's
way
not a
better.
thing, is it? No, they don't make real corn candy corn, do they? Is that real?
No, they don't.
Okay.
No, they don't.
That's getting excited. Like, what? I'll try that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Do you like? Okay. Do you have a preference? Do you like the white tip? Do you like the middle shade, or you like the yellow bum on those things?
Oh, as far as which flavor?
Mhm.
Because it's yellow in the middle, right? Orange on the orange bum, white tip.
Hold on. White tip.
I think it's yellow in the middle. I think.
I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
it was.
I prefer the orange bum. Really, it's not like a bum pop where it tastes.
Oh, it's yellow
different.
bum. It's yellow bum. I looked it up.
Is it yellow bum?
Orange body, yellow bum. Yep. I couldn't picture it either, but now I'm seeing it. It's like, oh yeah, of course, it's freaking yellow bum.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, wow,
Yeah.
I totally had it completely had it backwards
Yeah,
on the yellow and orange. I
the
could have
yellow
sworn the bum was orange. Still, the whole thing tastes the same to me. Do they actually have different flavors?
Yeah, they got like a chocolate thing. Those are
I mean,
terrible.
does the yellow, the orange, and the white actually is it different flavors in the?
You know what?
I don't think it's like a bomb pop where you actually do get like the white is raspberry and the red is cherry or no, I guess the blue is raspberry.
This might be in my head. I think there is a flavor difference, but you're right. I don't think they would. Why would they? They're not. There's no. It's too arbitrary, and also they mass produce it in a way that they're not going to make 3 flavor.
I mean, the only way you'd notice it is if you nibbled off the white and then you nibbled off the orange.
To me, it's like drinking those Zevia sodas. The only way I know what I'm drinking is the can color, because if you pour it into a glass, they're all clear.
It's all clear, yes.
So you might be getting cola, you might be getting black cherry. You don't know because it all looks like Sprite. So there is a little brain game going on. I have always assumed that there were different flavors in those three sections of a candy corn.
Right.
But you've convinced me that that's not true.
Yeah, I think that's more work than anybody would ever notice, because you're gonna have a hard time finding somebody who just doesn't eat mouthfuls of candy corn all at once, as opposed to even eating one, let alone nibbling 1/3 and 1/3, 1/3.
Well, if you like the yellow bum,
we need more orange candy corn middles.
If you like the bum part, that probably means it's because there's volume there. What I would say is you probably like those ones that are basically candy corn, the exact same candy of a candy corn, but in the little pumpkin forms.
They're little pumpkins. Yeah, I like those.
You like those? Okay.
Big old dense pumpkins. Yeah.
Right.
Although, you know what? I will say this: they're a little too sweet for me. That's a little too much sugar for me.
They kind of take you there. Oh, there's Straven in the chat sharing some sort of survey. Yeah, let's see what we got here
on how people eat candy corn. This is hilarious. We got a
Oh.
redirect notice.
Yep. Let's go back to Vox. Here we go. Candy corn, Halloween's most contentious sweet, explained. It's mainly pure sugar. Can say 3 color sections, mainly around Halloween. The ingredients in candy corn are from corn from Brax, the largest manufacturer of the stuff. Are sugar, corn syrup, confectioner's glaze, salt, dextrose, gelatin, sesame oil, and artificial flavor, honey, yellow 6, yellow 5, and red 3. A serving size is 19 pieces and contains 140 calories, 0 grams of fat, 28 grams of sugar, and 70 milligrams of sodium. Wow, it's high in sodium. That's weird.
Wow, yeah.
It was invented in the 1800s from the Goeletz Confectionery Company, today the Jelly Belly Candy Company. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
That's crazy. Let's see. Sugars they don't sticky wheat harbinger of fall. They don't really say. Oh, they just talk about how there's a debate and whether people like it or not. Well, that's not.
Yeah. No, they do have a survey down at the bottom. So 42% of people start with the narrow white end when they eat candy corn.
Yeah.
46% eat the whole piece at once, and then like 10% start with the yellow butt.
Here it is. Okay. Yep, Brian's right. There's like a whole graphic.
It's a very USA Today style graphic too.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Except it's
I
not
like
a
that
son
it says,
holding
"What's
his
the
wiener."
right way to eat candy corn?"
2013, 10%. Interesting. I think this is I'm probably the tip guy that starts with the tip and then works his way in. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm a. Yeah, jeez. Yeah,
I'm one of those guys. I literally just said the words. I'm one of those guys that starts with the tip and works his way in. That's terrible. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that at all. But that's how it came out.
I'm going to say I eat the whole candy corn at once, because if I say it any differently and do not include the word candy corn, Jamie's going to have a field day with what I say about it.
Yep, you're right. Oh, somebody made a sweet pizza using candy corn as the topping. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, God.
Okay, well, we've learned a little something there.
Yeah, when my aunt and uncle came over for Halloween, I mention that in addition to the candy shoot and dressing up like Spider-Man, aunt and uncle came up and we played Jackbox. We found that game where you have to describe something and you're given just a couple words at a time to do so. A lot more difficult when it's just 4 of you than when it's like 6 or 8 in an audience. Way more difficult.
Oh, interesting. It's
Just a heads up
harder
on
with
that.
less people.
Way harder.
I guess that makes sense because you have less. You have less
You have
actual
less guesses and then less
yeah.
guesses to bounce other guesses off of.
Yeah.
But they came up and they brought dessert because Tina made veggie lasagna. They took chocolate chip cookies, cut them in half, and then put marshmallows and chopped coconut arranged in the cookie to make it look like monster teeth
Oh my lord. Okay.
between them. And
How was that?
they were good, but they were so sweet.
Yeah, they'd have to
Like-
be overwhelmingly sweet. I would
I
think.
put those teeth in, and I feel like my other teeth will fall out. So we had to I really paced myself with eating those, but they were good.
That's like eating a peep. You know.
It was kind of like eating a peep, yeah,
Yeah.
because it was red frosting that was holding the marshmallows in place between the two cookies. So it looked great. I mean, it looked like vampire teeth, but
I'll tell you what I miss the most. I like a good Milky Way. That's kind of my jam.
oh really?
And I haven't had a Milky Way since 2018 Halloween.
Wow.
That bums me out because I love those. I don't know why. I just love a Milky Way, and they're kind of as basic as you get, or even like a Hershey's bar. I really like a Hershey's bar.
Just some caramel, some peanuts, some chocolate.
Oh, just break it up and sit there.
Yeah.
That sounds so good right now. Why does that sound good? I shouldn't even be tempted by it, but I am.
Well, I imagine, after a while of being off sugar, you can probably start if you just pace yourself and don't like wolf down an entire bag of gummy bears. you know?
Yeah. If I ate like 3 gummy bears, it's fine. It's not like you're gonna go from,
Right.
0 blood sugar to a billion in one
Exactly.
bite.
Exactly.
But
You just gotta
But yeah, my worry is that I would lose myself. And I'd
lack of
just say,
self-discipline. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd eat like 2 gummy worms, and then before I know it, that entire bag of gummy worms is begging for mercy, and I'm just eating. Anyway.
Gotcha.
What? Sorry, Amazing Samurai says, when Scott does this, it's weird, LOL. Like when you watch an interview and it keeps cutting to the interviewer every time they say, oh, and then cuts away. What's he talking about?
Is the video on Twitch cutting back and forth between the two of us talking?
Yeah, I have it switched when you talk, it's now on you. It's on you now. And then when I
So
talk,
it's probably, so that's probably what it's doing, is that it probably had a quick cut of like you going, oh, or something like that.
oh, and then sometimes it's the two of us next to each other here.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we jump around. See, it's just
Wow.
Yeah, look at this, guys. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't see it. I'm just imagining it.
I'm not dressed like Gorton's fisherman. Why? What is wrong with my yellow thing in my hat?
That's who it is. It's not a minion. It's not Steve Zissou. It's the Gorton's fisherman. Because that's the closest thing we'll find to you wearing a yellow rain slicker.
Yeah, you're right. It's a sweatshirt, but yes, you're right.
You're almost I Know What You Did Last Summer, basically.
Yeah,
is where we're going.
I need a hook or whatever he killed people with.
Exactly. It was a hook.
That's one I've never seen, so we need to film sack that up. I've never seen Saw What You Did Last Summer movie. That'd be a 90s horror movie that I could get my head into. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for your stuff about candy corn. Thanks for the
Sure.
emails. By the way, emails come to us at themorningstream@gmail.com. We'd love more of those, please. Now this.
I do.
Sorry, what were you going to say? You do?
Oh, never mind. It's good pre-show stuff, but we'll get to. I'll put in the end of show stuff because I do have a question.
Oh, all right. Well, for now, hey, it's the news, and it's brought to you by
3-day-old gumbo. When you want to play roulette with your wife, always ask for 3-day-old gumbo. Go to doesthissmellweirdtoyou.com for details.
All right, so maybe that's all made up, except for the part that I'm eating 3-day-old gumbo now, and I'm not 100% sure that the seafoody stuff in it is still okay. I'm not sure. I might just be paranoid, but it's so good I don't care. I'm still eating it. It's fantastic. I do have kind of an announcement I should tell people about.
Okay.
So my wife, you know about this because we talked about this yesterday. My wife decided that enough was enough, and that's because we haven't done anything since like last January that even closely resembles me and her getting away for a minute type activity. Well, that means something very different in Britain. But anyway, we're going to do that. She booked some time at a timeshare in St. George, in a part of St. George where you don't have to see anybody. Like, it's going to be great.
Nice.
It's all just us, the Red Rocks, and some relaxing time. We're even taking our own food because we don't want to mess with, like, because I don't know what things will look like toward the end of this month or the middle of this month. It's already kind of crazy. So I'm trying to be, we're trying to be real good about it, but we did it, and it's happening. And that means for you, dear listeners, that episodes that would have aired normally on the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th will not happen. TMS isn't happening that week. I'm going to be gone.
A week off of TMS.
That's right. So mark your calendars. No show on the 16th through the 20th. Or 19th, I guess, is the last day we do shows. Normally, I won't be home until that Sunday, so there's no PMs or any of that either.
Oh, or even film sack. We're going to need to figure out our film sack situation.
Yeah, we got to figure that out. I don't know what to do with it yet. Maybe.
On a completely unrelated note, I'll be in Las Vegas from the 15th through the 20th of.
Oh yeah, Brian. Well, we'd like to announce making the announcement. You're not really doing that, are you? You can do that?
No, I believe me. In a normal year, absolutely. But
see, that would have been great in a normal year because I'm only an hour away in St. George, and I would come see you in Vegas.
Well, yeah, but that's the whole point of you getting away from everything.
I know, but it'd be fun to see it. It's not you I'm trying to get away from.
True.
We're not trying to get away from anybody. All we're doing is this is mainly for Kim, honestly. And I don't mean this in a negative way or that I'm like bugged by it because I'm thrilled about it. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
But she freaking needs it. She spent the last freaking 6 to 9 months or whatever it's been helping everybody else, doing stuff for everybody else, and nothing for her really outside of whatever piddly shit I get done. So so she needs it more than I do even, and so that's why we're doing it. But if we knew that, like in a normal year, if we said, guess what, Tina and Brian will be in Vegas that week, we would absolutely be down there for a day.
If there wasn't even a surge going on, I'd probably be considering it because I can get with Airbnb, I can get a place at Vidara or Planet Hollywood and not even really have to leave the room, just get food delivered.
Sure. Maybe,
pop out and see Mitsula, pop out and see James and Svet and stuff like that. But but not do like crowded casinos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm getting my gambling fix with betting the football games every week.
Yeah, you're getting you're satisfying your beast. You're keeping your beast fed.
I'm not getting my craps fix.
Yeah, you're getting your craps.
But I'm getting my gambling fix. I want to play some craps, but hey.
Yeah. Well, there's a surge. That's the problem. Is the surge, including my state, is happening.
Yeah.
And so even this is making me a little uncomfortable. But we've taken all these precautions. This place is like freakish about the way they do their timeshares, and how they handle the rooms and stuff, and they give you like documented when it was cleaned last and who did it, and
cool,
like all that kind of stuff. So I feel pretty good about it. It's only 4 hours away. It's not even that big of a getaway, but I think she needs it, and I probably do too. I just don't know it. So yeah, that's happening, and we'll let you guys know as we get closer, so you're not shocked by the
reminder, because people won't hear this. They won't even hear it when we announce it the day before. Hey, we're no show? No show today? What's going on?
Where'd the show go? I must have missed the memo.
Exactly.
Just kidding. You guys are great.
Yeah,
all right.
If there were no spike, I'd probably be like, you know what? It's numbers are on the drop. I'll go to Vegas, but yeah, not with spiking going on.
Yeah, here in America, we're always spiking that ball. All right, check this out.
All right.
Elton John in the news.
Sure.
Sir Elton John, right? Isn't he he's a sir?
He is a sir, yes.
Okay.
Sir Reginald Dwight.
Do you have to be British to get that deal? Can you get it from
I believe so.
Okay.
I mean, I know you have to be from the UK. I don't know. I think you can be Scottish, maybe even
oh yeah, Sean Connery was a sir.
Welsh, Irish. I don't know. I think,
speaking of Sean Connery, we haven't even mentioned Sean Connery.
We haven't even mentioned him.
You know why we haven't mentioned it? Because you and I were just a week ago talking about how someone should keep an eye on him. Remember that?
Yes, I know.
That was a goof up. Also, okay, here's the internet for you in 2020.
Okay. Yes.
I thought that it would be okay to get on the internet and go, oh man, Sean Connery, 90, well, long life, but boy, sure gonna, I sure love his movies, and wow, he, big impact on me, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
As soon as I do that, I get swamped with stuff I didn't know, which was, I guess, in some interviews in the 80s, he talked about how he loves smacking women around, and that they needed it sometimes.
He slapped a woman to Shut her up or something.
Something
yeah,
like that. And he recommended it because he thinks women need to be put in their place and all this kind of stuff.
I didn't know that either. And so when I saw the flood of that, I'm like, oh, geez, man, is no one safe?
I know. I hate it.
Are we going to find out stuff about Tom Hanks at some point? That's the thing that worries me. I don't want to find out anything about Tom Hanks.
I think we're okay, but I sure hope not. But anyway, I've come to this place where I can very much disagree with that garbage, but I still like watching The Rock. So,
sure,
Womack.
He's good. He doesn't.
I knew it was you, Womack. We should watch that movie. That movie's great. Anyway, sorry, where the hell was I? Elton John. He's British.
Elton John.
He's a sir, and he got his own Barbie doll. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, you can afford it. He can get his own. He could probably get several.
He can afford the whole Malibu Barbie set.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's done well for himself. Okay, here it is. Blending two pop. I can't talk. Blending two pop culture icons. Elton John has teamed up with Mattel to launch his own Barbie doll. Barbie is an icon in her own right, so having her pay tribute to my work and personal style is a real honor, says the Rocket Man on social media. He went on to say, I hope she inspires fans everywhere to fearlessly pursue their own dreams and limitless potential. And then he sang even a new version of Goodbye Norma Jean, or I don't know.
This time it's about
it's something else. Boris
it's about
Johnson.
Nikki McKibben.
There you go. All right, so this doll.
Are you going to get one of these for your mom?
No, I'm not going to do it.
All right.
I don't even think she'd get the joke at this point. She might. She'd just be confused. She'd just be confused.
Well, it's a Barbie doll that looks like Barbie but dresses like Elton, not a Barbie doll that looks like Elton.
Correct. So she's like, it's like imagine going to Halloween, you're a girl and you're like, you know what, I want to do kind of an Elton John, or I want to look like Prince, or I want to look like David Bowie.
Yeah,
like that's what this is. It's cosplay for Barbie.
Right,
That's what it reminds me of.
Barbie is the new Funko Pop.
Says Elton John Barbie doll shines bright in a glittery top, and I have an Elton John Funko Pop.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, somewhere in here, I think.
That's funny.
Maybe. I put it next to the Slash you gave me. I don't know where I put them.
I still have Bill Nye the Science Guy and Mysterio here on my shelf right next to me.
This is the truth. The only pop toy I care to keep if I need to get rid
Slash?
of them all is the Slash one. Yeah.
Oh.
Because that has meaning to me. Like,
yeah,
that was a really cool.
Listen, that was so memorable because I was about to start that round of trivia at Frog Pants All Stars, whatever year that was, and realized that I left the box of Funko Pops, the only prop I really needed to bring for the game, left it up in the hotel room. So I left, and while I was gone, you guys did the best impromptu Bohemian Rhapsody performance. Oh, no, it was We Will Rock You. It was started with Jury.
Oh, yeah. And then it just went on and on. There's video of this somewhere. Yeah.
But nobody followed up with We Are the Champions, which kind of disappointed me because I hate when radio stations split those two songs up. You guys did the same.
It's because you were just so damn fast. You got down there so quick. We didn't.
I wasn't sweaty.
Yeah.
Ran up there in my Riddler jacket.
Yeah.
Waited in the stupid snowbird elevator.
Yeah. Which was also playing We Will Rock You, but in
oddly enough,
Muzak form, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that was a memory, man. So I just have all kinds of feelings for that. I think that was the 2015 one, if I'm not incorrect.
I ended up sending all of the All-Stars players. Well, that's just not something over. I ended up sending all of the All-Stars players, the who were on stage at that point, signed by me, but really just to thank them, not like, hey, here's my autograph, this will be worth something. But it was like just a little thank you for it was awesome. All that.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was 2017 because Veronica wasn't there. I remember her not being there for this one. And you always know the one she's there for, right?
Oh yeah, no, she definitely wasn't there. Else I would have gotten a Stranger Things Funko Pop in my eye. Or
she's the most competitive human being I'm aware of.
What the crap is this?
Yeah,
it's basically what it would have sounded like.
She's so competitive, but in a way that we always enjoyed.
Absolutely, it was the best thing. I mean, it
was pretty good. By the way, this commemorative doll comes ahead of the 45th anniversary of Elton John's historic 1975 Dodger Stadium concert.
Yeah.
Is that historic? You would say that as a music aficionado?
Totally historic, because it was the one. It's the one where he was wearing the famous glittery Dodgers uniform, and they commemorated that one in Rocket Man. I think that's the one where everybody visualizes floating in the air when he starts singing Rocket Man.
That sounds right to me now that you say it.
Yeah.
According to this, it broke the world record at the time for the largest single artist concert. That was according to Rolling Stone. I don't know who holds that now, but
wow.
Somebody else probably has it now.
It's probably Ariana Grande in a friggin' Staples Center or something.
Beyonce business something.
Yeah, new music sucks.
Gaga thing. Katy Perry with a couple of sharks. Who knows? The sparkly Dodgers outfit the musician wore in the concert was immortalized in the you said. In the
Look at that. I do it's apparently right there.
It's exactly there. It says this Barbie doll is a bold collaboration that personifies the two cultural icons and honors the extraordinary artistry and musicianship of a stellar performer. And also Elton John. Just kidding.
AV Tech John just put a photo of Elton John's outfit into the
let's take a
chat
look
room.
here.
That thing is great. God, look at that. And then he's got the top of his piano carpeted so he can climb up there and.
Oh, that is rad. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. God, that crowd. Could you imagine?
Looks like he's farting. Just cracking one off for the fans.
My bench is gone. Where's my bench?
Oh, that crowd, dude. Oh, my gosh. That is not social distancing there at all.
I know. It's it is weird to see stuff like that right now with everything going on.
Capacity crowd, though. That's pretty rad.
Yeah. I started watching, based on our discussion yesterday, I started watching Galaxy Quest last night when I couldn't sleep.
Oh, nice. How'd it go?
Finished X-Men Days of Future Past. I forgot how the Wolverine goes right into Days of Future Past, which is great. Great, pair of movies right there.
That is pretty good.
But started watching Galaxy Quest, and you're seeing the convention scenes at the beginning. It's like, oh yeah, look at that. That is some no social distancing business going on.
They really captured that look of a con, though. They did a great job with that.
Yeah, for sure.
That movie's ahead of its time.
It is.
So that's the thing about the documentary. It really explores all the things it did that in '99 weren't. Like what today the nerds rule the world, but that wasn't true in '99 necessarily.
No,
not yet.
No,
weren't quite
not
there.
as much. Certainly not. Yeah.
I mean, we still had Windows 98.
we were waiting for Windows ME.
Oh yeah, Millennial Edition, right? Millennial or Millennium Edition.
Well, we were waiting for Windows 2000. Or I guess the same thing. Windows 2000.
Well, 2000 was the server thing.
Oh, right. Yes, ME was the consumer deal.
ME. What was that? It was so bad. All the games I played broke. It just sucked.
Yeah. Was Windows NT? When was Windows NT? Because I remember that being. There was also server, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was server also. This is 20 years ago. Jeez. Well, I don't like thinking about that.
Yeah, we were still using Clippy because he thought, hey, it looks like you're trying to make a table.
I remember it just could not, it wouldn't run StarCraft anymore, which is what I needed it for. Something was broken.
Oh, I know. That sucks. Yeah.
Crashed all the time. It was a mess.
Man.
And we're in a better place now. All right. Here's some stories. A cow.
Okay.
There's a cow in the news.
A cow.
A cow in Australia, of course, was caught chewing on a large python in the outback.
Jeez. As Australian cows are
they're prone to do. Right?
Yeah.
It's what you expect out of your Australian cow. Gobsmacked outback worker has captured a photo of a cow.
Gobsmacked outback.
Yeah. That's a fun thing to say out loud.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find this picture so people can see just how. I mean, it's a pretty big cow, but the snake's okay big, but he's just out there going, here's a cow. This guy was taking a picture of it. Let's see. His name's a refrigerator. He's a refrigerator mechanic named Andrew Gertz. I don't know why we have to know what his job is, but whatever. He came across.
I think it actually helps that he's a refrigeration mechanic.
Well,
all right,
maybe
good.
Take the meat home with him. Came across this bovine snake catcher as he drove on the deserted Sandover Highway, about 300 kilometers is what I almost said, from Lake Nash Station to the Northern Territory. When he got closer to see when I got closer, I could see it was a sand python hanging out of his mouth, said Mr. Gertz from Camoowool, Northern Queensland. It kind of sucked its head back into the bone, or back to the bone. Yeah, right? Yeah. I've seen cows with bone, and hides, I thought it might have been a bone. He stopped and took the pictures. He said he couldn't figure out how the non-venomous snake's head came to be in the cow's mouth, speculating the cow may have stepped on it or disturbed the snake and then latched it with his tongue. Or it could have been dead and he just picked it up.
Right, it could be. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'd like to think that the cow is the natural predator for the giant bull python.
Here we see a wild cow in the Northern Territory eating a snake. Yeah. That's pretty freaky. But I've had rattlesnake and I didn't like it.
It's not a snake.
Let's see. Let's do this one. How about this one?
Okay.
Pittsburgh mother furious over 7-year-old's creepy underwear assignment. Let's find out what this is all about.
All right. A creepy underwear assignment.
Yeah.
I would be right there. I'd be furious over that too. And I don't even know the story, but creepy underwear assignment, it feels like something I'd want to avoid.
Well, here's a lesson. Here's a life lesson now that you can learn from and then never do. A Pittsburgh mother's very upset after her 7-year-old daughter received a questionable homework assignment online. Her daughter is in 2nd grade at Pittsburgh Liberty and Shady Side. She told Channel 11 while she was helping her daughter with her homework, one of her assignments asked her child to, quote, post a picture of your creepy underwear, unquote, online.
Oh, yes.
What the frick? That is really weird.
That is disturbing. Like, the teacher came up with this?
Yeah,
I
I'd be
think
mad.
maybe he needs to be put on a list.
Yeah. The mother says this was disturbing and inappropriate and is now demanding the teacher be fired. She reached out to Channel 11 to warn other parents what had happened. I'm upset about it. I don't want my daughter engaging in anything, uploading anything personal to the internet, says Brianna Grant. I was so angry, I took pictures of it. The assignment,
Can we see
not
those
the underwear.
pictures?
Yeah.
Can we see the pictures of it, Brianna?
Let's see. Yeah, you want to send those pictures? You can send us some pictures of those.
See the pictures? Creepy. Do you have any underwear, Scott, that would qualify as creepy underwear?
No. I mean, I've got some
I
that
have underwear that creeps.
I have some that are creeping up.
Yeah.
Get it? Because they're creeping up my butt.
I made the joke like half a second before you did.
Oh, shoot. Well, that was a very fast
Let's look at the
on-air
tape.
light.
Let's look at the tape.
Yeah.
Play slow motion.
Look how fast that on-air light came today. It was a quick one. Anyway, so Grant immediately called the school, and the principal apologized, told her the librarian posted the assignment after reading the children's book, a children's book for Halloween, and thought it was funny. So, nope. Don't wear...
Larry and the Legend of the Creepy Underwear. By Gary Glitter.
I mean, maybe it's a...
Page 1.
I mean, Captain Underpants is all about underwear, isn't he?
Well,
That's
yeah,
his deal.
but he's like, he's wearing big, fat, tidy whities.
Let's see.
Oh, there it is. Creepy pair of underwear.
Oh, is that real?
That's a real book.
Creepy pair of underwear. Oh my gosh. Okay, it is real. I thought...
Once upon a time, there was a pair of underwear.
Yeah, there's a book, and I can get it on Amazon.
Yep.
For $7.99 or $14.49 for hardcover, called "Creepy Pair of Underwear" by Aaron Reynolds.
I think if you do buy that, you are put on a watch list.
Yeah, I don't think I want
And you
anything
should
to
be.
do with this book. It's got a lot of ratings though from. Let's see.
from old men who have to introduce themselves whenever they move to a new neighborhood.
Yes. Hi, I am a young lady, and I really enjoyed this book. All right. Well, that freaks me out. I don't like it. Finally today, this is really cool. A lot of people already seen this because I think it hit a lot of news channels and stuff, but
Yeah.
we hadn't had a chance to talk about it. We had it in the news yesterday, but a father built his daughter a 50-foot pirate ship for Halloween. Or as I wrote in the headline, 50-foot pirate ship for Halloween.
Halloween.
I
don't like Halloween.
Our brains went in the exact same direction.
Yep.
This article starts with move over Jack Sparrow. There's a new captain on the pirate ship. Father in New York won Halloween by building a 50-foot long, 20-foot tall pirate ship that towers in front of his home in Rochester, New York. He says, I have no background for this. I just do it for fun for my kids, and that's what makes it great, says Tony DiMatteo. He told CNN. It's also been a rough year for a lot of people, so we decided This would be a perfect opportunity to put a smile on people's faces and just give them a sense of normalcy. Yeah, nothing says normal like a 50-foot pirate ship in your yard.
This thing is brilliant. I mean, it's so well done, but it covers the entire front of the house. The other question is, what do you do
when you're
Halloween?
done?
You can't just take that thing down.
Yeah, what do you do when you're done? Whoops, I thought I copied the link. Sorry, everybody. Hold on. Copy. Okay, now we'll look at it in the chat proper. Yeah, I don't know what you do with this when you're done. I mean, look at that.
Oh, man. I mean, it'd bum me out if you took it down. I think you do like the Treasure Island in Las Vegas, and you have nightly shows with scantily clad women.
Oh, and really hot fire effects and stuff.
Right, exactly, yes.
Oh, man.
And a guy swinging back and forth. And
I'm sorry, I take it back. There are fire effects. If you scroll down to the third photo,
Oh, really?
there's like full-on fire plumes coming out of this thing.
Go back to that CNN article.
If you go all the way near the bottom, that thing's like on fire. That's just awesome.
That's really cool.
That's just awesome. What a cool thing.
Cool dad.
Yeah, very, very cool.
I mean, that's got to at least stay up until Christmas. You got to decorate that thing with Christmas lights and stuff like that. Maybe you take it down after the first of the year, but
I mean, I wonder if his neighbors don't care. Maybe just keep it up. I don't know. I mean,
God, I don't know.
It's a little weird, right? To keep it up. Probably shouldn't keep it up, but he says he made it from. Here's the thing. A few years back, his daughter, who's 13 now, asked for the Pirates of the Caribbean themed Halloween to make his wish come true. He designed a small pirate ship, but this year it was twice as big. Made from recycled metal, wood, and rope. The vessel is complete with black pirate flags, a huge skeleton hanging in the bowsprit.
Bowsprit. Oh, bowsprit. Yeah, bowsprit.
Bowsprit? Is that how they say it? I don't know that I knew that.
I don't know what that is. I
I'm a
read that as
pirate.
bowsprit, and I was thinking, oh, maybe that's like the thing, the thing that comes off the front of it, the bow.
I don't know. Yeah, I've heard bow. I knew that. I'm a terrible pirate.
Yeah.
I'm a bad pirate. Never heard of a bowsprit.
Oh, the pointing spar on the bow. Okay. All right.
The bit where you sometimes have a lady under it with boobs, like that,
Yes.
like the wooden lady.
Yep.
You know, I can't say that
That's
without
called
thinking
something
about.
else.
I can't say that without thinking about being in the Caesar's Palace. I don't know if it's still there, but there's a part of the Caesar's Palace where there's like a lady
Cleopatra's
boob.
barge.
Oh, is it still there?
I don't know if it's still there, but that is Cleopatra's barge. It's been a while since I've been in that part of the casino, but I think that's still there.
When you're 13 or 14, it's very interesting.
And it's an arm height.
Yeah, and that boob is all rubbed down because people touch it.
Yeah.
They touch the boob.
Touch the boob. Touch Cleopatra's boob.
Let's see. What else can I say about this thing? Oh, it's got the flags, the skeleton hanging from the front there. It's also outfitted with some impressive effects, including 6 cannons that light up, a fog machine, and even fire blasters, which I mentioned in the photo.
Jeez.
DiMatteo says he also produced a soundtrack that synchronizes with the effects of the cannons and the fire blasts. The whole project cost him about $3,000 in supplies and took a week to build. I'm more impressed with how short a time it took him to build it.
Mm-hmm.
$3,000 I could see, but geez.
But just a week to build that thing.
It's impressive. It says, it might look expensive, but I bought everything secondhand and made a lot of the props myself. I've been gathering, it's been gathering crowds, and everyone just loves it. When people come by, they get excited. It's fun to see how much people enjoy it. You know what? You can find some joy in the darkest days of 2020. That's what I'm saying. So go check that dude out before he leaves in Pittsburgh. Go Steelers fans, get out there. Get it done. Oh wait, they're not in Pittsburgh. That's the lady before that's mad about.
That's the lady. Yeah, the lady before. This is in Rochester.
Yeah, it's nowhere near the other story.
Oh, there's Cleopatra's barge. A little photo of Golden Boob Lady.
Is that still happening? Is that Captain Kipper putting that in there?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just looking myself here. Oh yeah, that's her.
That's her.
I have touched that boob.
Don't touch it now. Not with COVID going on, because I bet you they don't sanitize those boobs with everybody walking by touching them.
Yeah, don't do them now. But I remember at the time, they probably had to keep refinishing it, but that left boob was always rubbed down. Like you see some statues in public or whatever where the head's all rubbed off.
Even the Julius Caesar statue at the entrance of Caesar's Palace, constantly his hand gets rubbed from people doing high fives and stuff like that. And
they all think they're the first to do it too. That's what I love.
Yes, right, exactly. Yeah. I'm going to touch his hand. Yeah.
Well.
Oh yeah, figurehead. That's what they're called. Right. Thank you, Stephanie.
If this
the figurehead is the is the
Oh,
woman
the
under the bowsprit.
Gotcha. So the bowsprit is always there, and then if you have a figurehead, it's like the lady or whatever underneath.
Right.
Sometimes
exactly.
a mermaid or something. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, I've touched that actual boob right there. That might have been before I'd ever touched a real boob.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think a real boob may have come a year later.
Well, you needed practice. You needed to know.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
needed to get up
sure.
on the technique and stuff before I knew what was going on. All right. That's a lot of fun to talk about. Let's now take a break. When we do, we're going to hear a musical selection Brian's brought with him, and I'll bet it's an indie in the middle. I'm pretty excited. So, Brian, what do we have today?
Totally an indie in the middle.
Package, it may have lost its moisture and taste. So instead, try buying it with the skin on.
It was garlic that made him strong.
You are not prepared. This is the morning stream.
And we're back, everybody. That was a very short song.
It was.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny, when I was listening to that and going through like, nope, I don't hear any F-bombs, it totally missed the other two words that you posted in the chat room,
Yeah.
which are kind of appropriate for talking about Cleopatra's Barge.
Yeah, I agree. We rolled right into a thing that made perfect sense. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
And the kids don't know those words yet, right? They don't know anything. What do they?
They don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. All right, Justin Robert Young incoming. We're going to
Yay.
bring him in and discuss. I don't know what we're going to discuss. I'll just bring it on you guys.
I know what he wants to discuss.
I mean, we'll figure it out in a second, but here he is.
These are their stories.
Oh, I'm terrible with names.
Join me in welcoming to the show someone who's been up since like 5 a.m. because I looked at his tweets this morning. I could not believe how early he was up. On maybe the biggest
this
day.
is his day.
Yeah, this is the biggest day of his year, without a doubt, as far as I can tell. Mr. Justin Robert Young joining us from Oakland, California. Hello, Justin. How are you?
Hey, what's up,
What's
fam?
up, fam?
You've sparsed out the studio, cleared out a few things.
It's because he gets up and walks around now.
No, it actually is the exact same studio.
Oh.
It's I just lowered the camera.
Oh,
okay. All right.
So there's a
Okay.
little bit less of a angle down.
But
Gotcha.
didn't you also some time ago, before you started doing the walk around bit, you just changed it in general so you could have room to like put up the screen and like walk
Maybe
and
that's
stuff
it.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. There was a thing in the back.
There was a
and,
bookshelf and
before
stuff
The,
that-
yeah. Before the
Puppets
before the screen
and
went up.
devil and stuff like that.
Yeah, the
back
puppets
there.
and the devil and the whatnot.
Puppets and the devil.
Well, it's good to have you here. Now, I kind of teased everybody earlier that we may, on this, the great day of reckoning in American politics, that
Yeah.
we may not actually talk about those much. But I don't want to assume anything if something's changed overnight for you. If there's anything you wanted to mention about the thing today, any kind of predictions or last second anything, I wanted you at least to have that opportunity before we dive into that thing you and I talked about on our text back and forth.
I think that at this point, everybody is swimming in predictions and advertisements and cajolements and polls about polls and aggregates about the polls for the polls and questions about the methodologies. Let's dive into the crosstabs. They are about to go through nothing but a total sensory immersion for America's decision on who will lead the free world. So I will only plug that if you would like to watch the results with me, I will be live on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Justin R. Young, from around 6 p.m. to midnight, roughly. That should give us a good idea. And I will say, while we might not have official confirmation tonight, it is my belief that we will wake up tomorrow morning with, at the very least, a great sense of who will have won.
Okay, and I'm glad you mentioned that because there's a myth that these things are one and done in the day that we do it, and they never do. Like,
Rarely, yeah.
very rarely. Sometimes,
Well,
but pretty
I mean,
rare. Right?
It's
Back when there were only 75,000 people voting, yeah.
No, I mean, look, I understand that there is people want to reset the expectations because we have a lot of mail-in votes, and that's true. And some states have weird laws about when you can count them. that is true. Usually on election night, you generally know.
Yeah.
At least you know that it would take a major upset or it would take something for something else to happen. So we will understand that the election is one more thing that will be weird about 2020. It is not like other years. It will be its own unique year, but let's understand to give it those kinds of allowances.
All right. Well, fair enough. Instead, we're going to talk about a new pressing scourge that is sweeping the nation, nay, the world, known as the Timothy Oliphant virus.
Yeah, we're fonting it up.
So I get this text the other night from Jury, who knows how much I love Deadwood and how much I love Justified and how much I love anything that's Western, and that oftentimes Timothy Oliphant's take on the kind of Western genre thing is so my jam. I just love it. And the fact that I just that night before he texted me watched The Mandalorian and seen that he was in it. I'm sorry if that's a spoiler to anyone. You should have watched it by now, but he's in it. Okay, we're not going to tell you why or what his role is, but he's in it. And he's great.
All I will say is their culture is not your costume. It's a lesson that everybody should have learned for Halloween.
It did feel a little bit like...
I love that part. I love that it was dirty, and it was like, it's one of those things where it's like, man, this plot has been around for a real long time, and if you were to watch it with the stand-ins that we used to have in Western movies, boy, would it be inappropriate. But hell yeah, when it's on Tatooine.
Yeah, when it's on Tatooine, who cares? Adopt the culture and
that's
ride
the
it.
best part about sci-fi.
Right.
The best part about sci-fi is like now you just do things that have happened, but now you can actually like have your main character use a slur because it's about a cleep clop and not, your neighbor.
Cleep clops.
Yes.
He was pretty obsessed with womp rats. He brought him up a lot, which is a very Tatooine thing to do. Apparently that's all anyone on that planet talks about. But anyway.
I am. Here's all I'll say.
Like plugging those things in Beggar's Canyon.
That's right. You got to do it.
All I'll say, I really enjoyed that episode. Never need to go to Tatooine again. Where I think we're good. Are we good?
I have some bad news for you. I have some bad news. I think that they're probably going to spend a little time there, given how that thing ended. I think.
I think so too.
I think we're not done. And you know what? I'm not going to lie here. As much as I understand where you're coming from, Star Wars, the imprint on me with Star Wars includes a desert planet in my head and for always. So when you say Star Wars, I don't think Hoth. I don't think space. I don't think Dagobah. I don't think any of that. I think desert planet, run by some weird slug mafia. Like that's part of Star Wars for me, which is probably why The Mandalorian is just ticking so many boxes for me. Because even when they're not on Tatooine, they're on these shit planets, and there's something about shit planets, and it's just the whole.
More shit planets.
Yeah,
give me more shit planets. I'm just saying. We spent a lot of time there, and who knows if it's whatever. We can. I just it's enough with Tatooine.
Okay.
I like the fact that we finally saw another place on Tatooine. That was interesting and fun.
Right.
I liked it. I'd like for him to leave immediately. That's
Right.
all. That's my only thought on Tatooine. I liked it. It was a good episode. I enjoyed the episode. It had the feel of the Mandalorian episodes that I liked the most in the first season.
I agree. It's a great way to kick off your second season, and I'm super into it, and I can't wait to see where things go. But what I didn't expect, because I stayed spoiler-free of anything to do with it, so I didn't know anything about casting or anything. So when I see, how much can we say? I don't want to ruin this for anyone. But
can't really say much.
Let's just say a helmeted figure comes walking toward the camera, and I immediately knew who it was because of just the walk. Now, what does that say about me as a fan of Timothy Oliphant's work? Because I knew from his swagger who that was. Not by face, because I didn't know yet. Nobody had told me.
I gotcha.
And I looked at it, and Kim's sitting next to me, and I go, Kim. And she goes, what? And I go, I think that's Seth Bullock. I think that's freaking Raylan Givens right there.
Raylan Givens,
yeah. And she loves him too. We kind of have this shared, I don't know, I have man love for Raylan Givens, but she also really likes him. And I go, I think that's him. She goes, no. And I go, look at the way he's walking. She goes, oh, maybe. And then he talked, and I went, oh my gosh, dude, this is the greatest thing in the world. And the only thing that was made better was later that day or next day, whenever it was, somebody pointed out that, oh, by the way, did you see the Deadwood reunion that happened on The Mandalorian? And I went, what are you freaking talking about? And they go, the bartender is Dan, one of Swearengen's dudes. I love Dan. Dan's one of my favorite characters in all of Deadwood. And I was like, I'd lost my mind. So basically,
By the way, you want to know something that you might not know about that actor? I believe is W. Earl Brown.
Yeah, he's got a great name.
It's a perfect Western name.
Yeah.
Something about Mary. Mary's brother.
Really?
Right.
Faithful,
Franks and Beans.
Franks and Beans.
No way, dude.
That's him. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. It is. Look at that. Okay, well, nothing but respect for that guy. I just love him. And
he's got hella range, man.
Yeah.
That was like, man, that third season of Deadwood where he goes, they just have that heavyweight hoss fight in the center of the in the center of the town. Oh my God.
That was something else.
That's one of the most brutal, like cinematic but realistic fights I've ever seen in anything.
Yeah.
In movies, television, professional wrestling, like where they're actually punching each other, MMA, like anything. Like it was so epic.
It was so gladiatorial too, because you had the two people that really run the town and vying for continued power. So you got Swearingen on his little perch up on top of this building. You got Major
Hearst.
Dad over there, and then his best man fighting it out, and they're really not sure who's going to win. In fact, you think Dan's done for. And then there's this moment where that other dude gets his eye clawed. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's been out longer, so we can.
Yeah, we can spoil Deadwood, no problem.
Yeah, 2004 or 5.
Oh my God. The homie gets his eye ripped out, and it's like, and you say that, and you're like, oh, I bet you that's like crazy Kill Bill, or like, no, it's the most realistic, horrifying eye ripping out you've ever seen in your entire life.
And he's dragging it in the dirt, which is just something I can't get behind. Dragging your eye, your unsocketed eye.
Not
in the
about
dirt.
that until right now.
It's dragging in the mud, and then Dan looks up at Swearingen like, "All right, am I finishing this?" Like it's the best Gladiator movie that's a TV episode set in a Western town. It's fantastic. Anyway,
but this was actually this wound up becoming our back and forth, is as I had texted you about the fact that Oliphant was in the Mandalorian premiere. And I'm shocked that I had waited this long to text you about Fargo, because the idea that Timothy Oliphant is playing a Mormon Western detective is just like, you can complain about a lot in 2020, Scott, but I feel like it's probably going to be a wash, considering a well-written television show cast Timothy Oliphant as a super competent, funny, yet tough as nails Mormon detective.
Yeah, it's amazing, because on the one hand, Brian, when you get to this season, you're going to be loving it.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I think we're close too, because I think the last episode is the 21st, 23rd, something like that.
Oh yeah, you'll be able to binge it all. Sure,
we're gonna binge the whole thing probably the week before.
It's one of these where I just could not. I had to do it week to week. I'm still,
I've got shows like that too, where it's like, no, I've got to do that day and day.
New episode I haven't seen yet. It's yesterday's, I guess, but I got to watch that today. Or whenever it came out. But he does this thing. This is so great. Because let me say, there's a couple of reasons why it's great. And there's a couple of goofs with it that are super technical. But for the most part, they kind of nail it. He is this guy who's really confident about his religion and about what he does. He's a Texas Ranger, but he lives in Salt Lake City, and he's a member of the Mormon Church. And so he's always very confidently asking people on the street. I won't give story elements away, but like, so how do you feel about Jesus and things like this,
Yeah.
So he's got all that going on. That feels it fits the stereotype pretty well, I have to admit. The only part that doesn't is at one point when he's talking to that sheriff, the sheriff says, you're offended by the swearing or whatever. And he started telling the story by why it would be. And he said, so wait, you're a member? And he goes, not just a member, I'm a leader or whatever. And he names off a couple of things. He says he's an ordained priest in the Quorum of the 70, which is literally not at all possible. So I got that one bit wrong, and it annoyed me, but it's only because I'm close to the situation and I understand how it works. He would have to be ordained at least an elder, and then the 70. But the 70 is like a job, kind of. They kind of help run things around the world, so there'll be like an area group of what they call an area presidency, and they make sure a certain area, like let's say you're in charge of the Pacific Islands, and that just means you're making sure chapels are all going well and the congregations are getting what they want or whatever. That's what the 70 do. It's a weird thing. You'd have to look it up. But the point is, it's more of an organizational thing, but it's like a job, and you have to be really old for it. You're not also a Texas Ranger at the same time. So they got a couple of those things a little bit on the weird side.
Like what was the state of the 70 in 1950?
Well, that's a good question. I can't speak to that. It's possible that some of that stuff was a little more crossover.
Because maybe it was more of like a social club, and now by the time that you were growing up, it was a bunch of old people.
Yeah, it totally, absolutely could be true. That could be true.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I haven't dug that far back, but
older, yeah.
I know in the 1800s and stuff, and early 1900s, that was absolutely true. Like they don't stop being a blacksmith. You're a blacksmith, and you just happen to also have this job in the church. But anyway, in his case, my favorite thing about him, and this is where they get it right, is he's he's wicked honest in everything he's doing, but he's so singularly focused on catching these two women. Oh, I don't want to give anything away. But anyway, he's he's a Texas Ranger. He's after.
He's into, and I don't even know if he's a Texas Ranger. I think he might just be a federal marshal.
Oh, I thought they said something in the beginning about Texas, but I could be wrong.
Might, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember.
That may be just to explain the accent, and that's it. I don't know what they're doing there, but he he does this thing where he carries.
He is in town to chase down two fugitives, and that's the first thing that you meet of these two fugitives is them escaping.
Yeah, exactly right.
Like that's a lot that happens.
But what's great about it is he won't swear. The rest of the show, people swear all the time, F-bombs and everything. This is FX going straight to Hulu. They don't care, and so but he won't. Instead, he says at the end of an episode, the whole episode literally hangs on him saying, "Son of a biscuit." It cuts to black. Yeah. And that doesn't work almost with anybody else, in my opinion. Somehow he made that work, that moment, and I laughed at it not because it was bad, but because it was like legitimately correct for his character, correct for the situation he's in, and perfect for the tone of what Fargo is in general. And it just worked. He also carries a cigarette pack, Brian, around with him that is filled with carrot sticks.
Yeah, really? Okay.
And
Fargo as a show obviously has its kind of quirks, and he is among the quirkier characters in this season.
Oh, it's so good.
It is amazing though, and it really kind of makes Oliphant, really a movie star that hasn't been in a ton of movies.
Right.
Like he's really been used like a movie star in television shows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In that he's this Western archetype. And if you look at Deadwood, the theme of his character in Deadwood is this guy who is trying to get away. He is literally leaving. He's going successively from one outpost of civilization to a further outpost in civilization. And yet he cannot get away from in the absence of somebody doing right. He needs to do right. And that becomes, that personality is the straw that stirs the drink in this lawless area. Justified, it's certainly more him playing the cooler elements of his character, and yet it's always reined in by the idea that Raylan does want to do the right thing. And this is an example of that do the right thing element being really the core of the character. And now we're wondering if he will stray.
Yeah.
But all of that is, it's the way that you watch movies with, Tom Cruise or The Rock or anything like that. Bruce Willis, you kind of know who they are. You're just curious. Oh, well, how will they react if they have a daughter? Mm-hmm. How will they react if they're a CEO? How will they react if they're a beat cop who just got divorced? Like there's already an autocomplete of all these things we know they do, and how they get mad and how they get sad. And we just kind of want to see them in different skins. And that's the place that Oliphant exists. And I was just so happy to see him show up in two things that I know not only I love, but also that you love.
Yeah, it was great. The first time I'd ever seen that dude was in 2007's Live Free or Die Hard. He was the bad guy in that. He was like this.
You didn't see him in Win a Date with I can't remember the name of that dumb movie.
Tad Ferguson.
Tad. Yes, that's it. That's
No, I hadn't seen that. I'd seen the My Name Is Earl
Did I actually
episode.
get that? I thought that was wow. Tad Ferguson.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Oh, Ted Hamilton. Ted Hamilton.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Close.
I didn't think it
Very
was
close.
Ferguson.
I mean, hey, you got Tad, which I couldn't even pull out Tad.
I think I was going with Turd Ferguson. The joke from the Norm Macdonald. It's Turd Ferguson. It's a funny name.
It's Turd Ferguson.
Yeah.
It's my name.
Turd
It's a big hat.
Yeah.
But I really, he was in My Name Is Earl, which also had Norm Macdonald in it, playing that. Anyway, but he had a lot of little bits in here, but I never really seen him.
Jason Lee, right?
No, that was Jason Lee, but in My Name Is Earl, Norm Macdonald came on and played basically the mimicking he does of
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds. He did that character.
Yeah.
Because Burt Reynolds himself was in it, and Burt Reynolds died, and the character played by Norm Macdonald took over for him, and basically did that impression the whole time. And it was fantastic, by the way. People should watch My Name Is Earl again because that show holds up. Anyway, my point was, I see him in this Live Free and Die Hard. That's actually post-Deadwood. I don't see Deadwood until that year. Like 2007 is when I first saw it. So Deadwood was like in hiatus.
Oh, really?
By then. Yeah, 2004 to 2006. I didn't see it in its live run. Didn't have HBO at the time. And just didn't see it. So I saw it in 2007. So something happened that year where I was just like, oh my gosh, this guy might be my favorite thing ever, and I'll just watch whatever he's in. And I'll enjoy stuff like bad stuff, like Hitman is bad. That's a bad adaptation of a video game. He plays Agent 47, but because it's him, it's better.
Yeah.
I can't help it. So put him in shit, and it'll be better than the shit.
Like Sam Rockwell, he elevates the material that he's in.
I agree.
No, but I do think that, and maybe this is just because I've seen him succeed with great writing on television, but I do feel like he's somebody that belongs in that longer form, because you kind of want to spend more time with him, and movies are very frenetic, right?
Yeah.
You only need to see 5 or 6 cool things from a movie star in a movie, and you're like, that's great. I saw all the 5 or 6 things I wanted to see. With the stuff, especially Justified, Deadwood, you're kind of like hanging out. You're just sort of there. You enjoy the kind of mood and the ambiance. And I think Oliphant is great, specifically in all the things that we've just named, because he's always getting himself into kind of hairy situations. And you never really know when, because he's very cool. You never know when he's just going to be like at the 7-Eleven having a conversation with the old woman behind the counter. And then because he's like super dope, he's just gonna like pull his gun and point it back at the freezer because he knows that there's some dude back there. Like there's just always this low level like shit might pop off, man. Oliphant's on screen.
Yep.
So less enjoyable a 3-minute cameo in The Good Place.
I mean,
he was great there, though. He was great there because he was playing himself.
He was
like
playing
he's
himself.
like a version of himself, a heightened version. Which is the other thing is that he can really do comedy. Although I haven't seen the Santa Clarita Diet.
it's great.
Tina watched it and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was great. I think Tina was right to like it. It's very different.
He's
for him.
kind of like an against type, like beta male.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's very different. It's a very, very different role for him, but I still think that thing was better with him in it than it would have been without. He was great on Damages, which goes back to like 2010 or so. That was a weird role, but really good. He was a voice on Rango. I loved him in that. He was on Archer a couple of times, and he played himself again on Curb Your Enthusiasm this year. I just can't get enough of the guy. I don't know what it is. And he's kind of playing the same thing and everything. Like, it's not like there's a huge range here, but it's the range I want. And I know I'm being fed. I know I'm being fed what I want with this episode of The Mandalorian. I know what they're doing, and they're doing it through the whole series. But really in this episode, they're just saying, hey, Scott, and people like you, we know all of this is your hook. So here's a little bit of this. Here's that guy you love. Here's this piece. Here's that piece. Like it actually kind of was overwhelming just how much they're speaking my language in that episode. and doing it with voices that I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that guy's in this. I can't believe that guy's doing that. Like, so excited. And finding out John Leguizamo was the one-eyed turncoat at the beginning.
He was, yeah.
Crazy. And I like that guy a lot too.
They love putting good actors under big makeup on that show.
Yeah.
They love doing that.
Nick
It was one of those
Nolte,
things
great
where,
example.
Like,
and
and he was even more, right? He was like a CGI thing.
Oh, right, he was, yeah.
I remember watching the credits after the first episode and just being like, Leguizamo.
Leguizamo? Yeah.
Time that, because John Leguizamo, if you're not familiar with his work, just Google him and you'll almost immediately recognize him. Not known for his subtlety.
No.
Very rarely is he a disappearing into the background character actor, John Leguizamo, and yet then you find out who he is, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that did make sense. That did kind of take things to another level. But here's the thing that we wound up going back and forth with, Scott.
Yeah,
and that was a real Western nerds conversation.
Yeah,
of if you could only have one.
Yeah.
Deadwood or Justified. What are you going?
Oh, that's really hard. And my answer to you on that was Justified has mostly a single stage. Plenty of great players. Like Walton Goggins is a freaking godsend in that series. He's amazing. But that stage is big enough for like 3 people to really show who they are. Whereas Deadwood is a stage for everyone. Like everybody in that show, there's nobody wasted. Freaking Wu is not wasted in Deadwood.
Yeah.
Swedgen.
No. All right. So let's do the tail of the tape here. 6 seasons for Justified.
Yeah.
Deadwood has 3 seasons and a movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure those seasons
they're short. They're like 8 episodes.
Longer.
Oh, are they?
Oh, no.
But they're like 12 or 8 or
13
something.
or whatever.
I think Justified was in the era of the 13 episode cable season. Although I will say this, Justified doesn't really know what Justified is until about halfway through the first season.
Man, I don't know. I mean, the Margot Martindale.
Well, that's what he's saying first. He's saying first half of the first season. Yeah, I agree with that.
First half of the first season, they're playing it like it's Bones.
Oh,
like
I see.
It's like
I thought you
country.
meant,
I
thought you meant halfway through its run. You mean halfway through the first season? Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, because it's like he's like solving a horse crime or some dumb stuff like in the first part of the first season, and then they realize like, oh no, wait, this is
horse
Mad Men.
crime.
Let's just tell a long story.
He's solving horse crime.
I remember there was some like, I don't know, it's some horse and they lost the horse or the horse robbed a bank, but it was his brother horse that did it.
That.
And it's just
another
that thing.
I think today.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, Margot Martindale was killer. It's also so funny to see because we then later watched The Americans.
I like that show.
Mm-hmm.
And she disappears from The Americans so she could be on Justified.
Yeah.
And they have to replace her with Frank Langella. Or maybe she like left for some other thing and did the other and then did The Americans or whatever. But it's like she's so killer, but she's great in Justified. Goggins is amazing, but it's not Ian McShane.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. You're asking me for an impossible question.
Al Swearingen is just a supernova on that show. If even just because David Milch that wrote Deadwood and did NYPD Blue is a fascinating lunatic.
Yeah.
Like somebody that really, if you want to know how crazy David Milch is, watch John from Cincinnati and try to make any sense of it, because that was after Deadwood when he's like, yeah, whatever, HBO let me do anything. And the anything was John from Cincinnati, which if anybody can explain to me what the hell happens in that show, then please go ahead and do that. But he is this loquacious, larger than life kind of autocrat in real life as a showrunner. And that's Al Swearingen. And he just like has this amazing classic British, gruff actor as the lens to focus it. And I don't know if anything on Justified, taking no disrespect to Goggins or Oliphant or any of the rest of that cast, even sniffs Swearingen.
I mean, Swearingen is one of the most singular, interesting characters ever created for anything. And for what it is, that for the backdrop that is Deadwood, it's the greatest combination of casting, writing, and just overall just tone, and it's just perfect. It's perfect. So I'm having a hard time here choosing. I'm probably going to say, in a world where I can't have both, okay, and thankfully we live in one where I can, but in a world where I can't have both, I probably keep Deadwood, I think I
Yeah.
would. I love Justified. Don't get me wrong.
I would have to go with that.
Justified's
as well,
top 10 for me. I love that show. I don't want to give the wrong impression here. And also, I could probably watch Justified more often because it's a smoother watch. Deadwood goes places and it goes hard, and it's not necessarily the kind of thing you want to have in your head all the time. But yeah, that's the choice.
Yeah. I mean, certainly Justified's an easier watch.
Yeah.
There's a lot more pulp
Right.
to Justified.
Right.
Like, it's a lot like cool cowboy, fast quipping bad guys. Like, there's a lot of that, which I almost wonder whether or not, as we get further away from that moment in time, if we might not look at that as trite. Like, we might not look at that in the same way that, like, when you were watching, Dukes of Hazzard in the period, I'm sure it was like, oh, well, this is cool and bombastic. But now you look at it and you're like, holy crap, this was late 70s, early 80s kind of cheese. I wonder whether or not that sort of like super quip, everybody is this heightened version. It won't just be like, oh man, that was the aughts.
Yeah.
Look at all these characters. Like, sometimes they're lawyers, sometimes they're cops. They're always kind of really good looking and quipping to each other and then banging and breaking up.
Kim was making me watch, not making me. I sat down for a minute while she was watching that unicorn thing that Walton Goggins produced for Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fun. It's fine. It's super lightweight. It's not like, I mean, it's about a guy who his wife dies, and he's called the unicorn because he's a really nice guy who's not afraid of commitment. Like, it's just playing against type.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And he has these friends and neighbors he hangs out with all the time, and his kids. He has daughters, and there's some heart to it. I like it. It's fine. But the one part that mattered to me the most was a lady shows up in the series. He helps her with her car. Oh no, they're trying to catch a skunk, and it ends up spraying them both, and they put the skunk in her van, and she drives off. And it's Raylan Givens' old girlfriend from Justified. And I'm like, Boyd Crowder and Raylan's girlfriend? What? This crossover is all I can stand.
Not Ava. Oh, no, that's his sister, right?
Yeah, not this.
Because we just saw her in something else where it took us forever to figure out, oh my God, what do we know her from? And
yeah, I can't think of her name to save my life.
You saw Righteous Gemstones, right, Scott?
Still have it. Still have it.
Oh my God, it's so fantastic.
God. Talk about a Goggins performance.
Yes, yeah.
I just need to watch it. I need to watch it.
Yeah, there's a Goggins performance in there to beat the band. Like, that was that is something else. But yeah. Wait, you're up on Ted Lasso too.
No, I'm still got to watch that.
Oh my God!
I know. It's on my list. It's on my list. It's just a time thing. I got to get to it.
Here's what I would like.
All right.
Especially considering that we may or may not. Hopefully, people enjoyed us not going all in on the election on election day.
Yeah.
Because I think we've all had enough.
Yeah.
I would ask you only to do this, and I'm glad that you have neglected in watching Ted Lasso, is amongst all the chaos tonight, I would only ask you, it's quick, man. These were made for NBC, so they are 17 minutes on the dot.
Okay.
Just rip out one, maybe two Ted Lassos.
Okay.
And
they're more than 17 minutes. We started watching them last night. Are they like half an hour long?
Are they? I don't know.
Well, no, but they were made for.
I mean, yeah, you can knock a few of them out. I mean, we watched a few last night.
No, because they're whatever. They might be a little bit heavier because they were only Apple TV.
Right.
But, they are. I know that they are not far away from the broadcast standard of like 17 or 18 minutes, which is like what a show actually is with commercials.
Sure.
Yeah, we're loving it. We started last night, and I mean, I won't use it for my recommendal tomorrow, but I really.
I'm watching it. Okay, I commit. That's what I'm doing.
Just know this. It's positive, and despite the fact that there are challenges, it will remain positive, and you will have nothing but a good, positive time watching it. It's not a challenge where like Ted Lasso becomes an alcoholic and runs over a drifter and something and has to hide the body.
Right.
Like it is there to think about what the world could be.
Yeah, and you are not the only person to tell me this, and particularly framed as a thing that I would really want to see now. Like,
yes. No. Now is the time to do it. All right. So 23 minutes is a half-hour sitcom. So that's more what I was going for.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
But yeah, it is made for the purpose that I expect that they're like, oh no, well, we can still probably sell it other places or put it into syndication or something.
All right. Well, I'm on it. I'm going to do that tonight while you are busy covering this fiery election day. People should go over there and check it out. I would not recommend any of the major news networks. I would recommend the Twitch channel.
Positive.
Yep. I'd recommend your Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Justin R. Young. If you're not doing that, then you're just miserable. So go do that. Justin, anything else you want to
add? One last thought here.
Okay.
Obviously, these last 4 years have been among the most divisive that I have seen in my adult life.
Yeah.
We are currently in a lot of stress, not only with this pandemic, but also with economic uncertainty and the emergence of racial strife and issues that we all have to kind of answer for ourselves. One thing that I have heard repeatedly, not only on the podcast, but also in the newsletter and on the stream and anecdotally, is that people hope that at a certain point, things calm down. In fact, it's probably been the number one thing the people, friends, family have asked me, is this where it calms down? And all I would say is this: that answer is in all of our hands. And so if you are listening to my voice right now and you too believe that we should calm down and look to each other for with a little bit more kindness than we have over the last 4 years, I would only say that it starts with all of us, and it starts with active measures that we take going forward. So that would be my only thought to leave you guys with. Have a happy election day. I do hope everybody votes if you have an opinion. If you don't have an opinion, literally stay home and get high, because my vote counts for more.
We'll see you later. Oh, crap. I forgot to play his thing. Here it is.
The jury will now retire.
All right. There you go. Still works. Still holds up. Interesting. Okay. Well, my man love for Timothy Oliphant notwithstanding, we have done a show and we've enjoyed our time.
That's right.
With
Well,
you.
I do have one quick question for you.
Go for
it.
it.
I hope it's quick.
Yeah.
Tina mentioned that she saw on Facebook some decorations going up in your house the day after Halloween.
Yeah.
Are you guys already decked out for Christmas in the Johnson household?
So I will first state that I had nothing to do with this. Just want to distance myself from the decision making. But Kim and Carter, who is she's living with us at the moment, they decided that this year is dumb and they don't like it, and so they want to get to their happy place faster. And Kim loves Christmas, everything about it. She got out all the stuff and decorated interior-wise, nothing outside yet. But interior, we've now got 2 Christmas trees set up, fully decorated and ready to roll. All of the other extra little trinkety things and stuff everywhere. We have gone full-blown Christmas decorations in this house.
Yeah.
She's not doing Christmas music yet. She goes, I'm okay waiting on that. I said, okay, well, you let me know when that happens. But she did immediately watch movies that I would call Hallmark adjacent. They're not quite there. It's like 13 going on 30. It's not a Christmas movie, but it's a taste of the world that's to come for the next month. So yes, what you saw is true.
I just can't do it until after Thanksgiving. I can't do it.
I know. A lot of people feel like you do. I basically could have gone either way, but she found it cathartic, and that was good enough for me. So
that's good. You know what? Power to her, and I will never, certainly would never tell anyone it's too early for their Christmas. It's too early for mine, but not too early for anybody else.
Yeah, it's too early. There's two things that are too early for. It's too early for 2020 to end. It's too early for a fish sandwich, and it's but it might be okay to have your Christmas shit up if you're feeling if you're feeling nostalgic for it. Because part of us feels like we put it all away, and then the year was jacked. Mm-hmm. And so there's like a sandwich going on. Christmas stuff got put away. Everything went to shit. And
kind of the last good memory we all have, isn't it? Like,
kind of. It kind of is. So
yeah,
she wants to get and the vibe's nice. I'm walking around up there. I smell cinnamon in the air. She's burning the right candles. She's making food that's like super. You know what I mean? It's like if we're yes, it's early. 100%.
Listen, the Bird and the Bee put out a fantastic Christmas album, and I love it. I felt guilty listening to it in October, but I think November 3rd I can listen to it again.
Oh, they put it out early, did they? That's
they
interesting.
did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm happy.
It's available now.
I'm happy that she's happy. No, there is no Biden or Trump on the tree. However, there is a bunch of nerd stuff like a Death Star and I think the Enterprise is on there.
Yeah,
well,
cool
of
course,
stuff.
gotta have a nerdy tree, sure.
Yeah, we have nerd stuff in our tree every year. So
yeah.
All right. Well, that is the end of the show. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know I did, and I hope you're all happy, safe, and careful today. Be nice to people, and if you're in line for voting, power to you. And I hope you're not there very long, and that you get to place your vote where you want it to be. Patreon.com/TMS is our patron site. If you support us there, it really, literally helps the show stay on the air. And I'm not kidding. It is the reason we can do the show is through your help and your support. And for those who haven't been able to do it during this weird time, we totally appreciate that you can't, and we get it. And for those who've stepped up and gotten in your place, we appreciate you even more. So thank you for all your support. We really, really appreciate it. TMS can be found on the web at frogpants.com/TMS. And you can find us on Twitter, Morning Stream, Scott Johnson, Coverville. Follow it all, because all of it has things to say. Okay.
All of it.
We should leave now, but we can't unless Brian plays a song. It's required.
All right.